Muchachos, welcome back to the channel. Inter Miami, as you guys know, are heading to the Eastern Conference Final after absolutely destroying FC Cincinnati away from home in the semifinals of the Eastern Conference. 4-0 was a result that I was not expecting in the slightest. I was expecting an extremely competitive game, since Cincinnati being a pretty formidable opponent, us having a lot of history with them back and forth, throughout the last couple of years. The last time we played Cincinnati at their turf, we lost. We lost 3-0. So this was definitely good payback. This was definitely some good payback, and I'm really happy with it. We already get the chat really hype and lively already to get this stream started. Hopefully everybody had an amazing weekend. Apologies for not going live yesterday. I worked really late and I was trying my best to go live, but it was already like 10 o'clock when I was already free and available, and I'm like, it's too late. I'll just prep it for tomorrow and just call it a night. So I appreciate you guys for being here with me. I appreciate you guys for having your patience and support. Mike V saying Rocco was really good, man. The whole team played absolutely fantastic yesterday, and we're gonna get into all of that right now. We have Ace Lionel in the chat as well. What's up? We have Mr. with probably the best comment of the night so far. Last night was just belt to ass. I 1000% agree. And that's one way to say it. That's one way to say that. You know what I'm saying? So best comment of the night so far by Mr. So what's up? I said 852 to 2. You were close. You almost had it there. Maybe if we went into extra time, we would have made it. But guys, I think I want to focus today on just the positive, on the happiness. This is the furthest that Inter Miami has ever gotten in the playoffs ever in their history. The furthest that prior to this, the furthest that we gotten into the playoffs was the first round. The freaking first round. And we could have broke that last year, but we didn't. We got upset by Atlanta, but now we made up for it so far. We made it to the final. It's not over yet. We still have to play NYC, and honestly, and this is the best part, I think, of everything. NYCFC beat Philly. I watched that game last night. They beat them 1-0. Maxi Morales scored, ex-Racing Club player. Shout out to Racing. I'm pretty sure we lost today because we were playing River. We were playing River Plate. I'm pretty sure the last time I checked the score, it was 2-1. Oh, we tied it. We tied it 2-2. Okay. It was an own goal. Okay, anyway. But Maxi Morales scored the goal to beat Philadelphia Union. So that means that Inter Miami will be coming back to Fort Lauderdale and playing the Eastern Conference Final in the freaking Chase Stadium. So guess he's going to be going to the Eastern Conference Final. Boom, baby. Boom. I said at the start of the playoffs that Allende was going to pop off. We're going to get to Allende. Mike, hold off on that comment. We're going to talk about Allende in just a minute. From this point forward, no more changes in the lineup, even if Chelo starts. Is Racing your club? Yes, sir. That's a shirt that my dad gave to me when I was born. This shirt is as old as me. We got this in 2001. It has my name on the back. This is when Racing salió campeón. And I have treasured that jersey ever since. It is in very good condition. I think the lettering on my name is peeling a little bit, but you can't tell. But it's peeling a little bit, but that is an easy fix. But yes, and they're playing right now against River, and they just tied it 2-2 over a Martinez Cuarta own goal. So I'm very excited about that. Vamos, Racing. Anyway. But yes, we're going to talk about Allende in a second. 2 more games to send Alba and Busi home with a trophy. You said it, Hernani. You said it. New York should be a tougher opponent. Should be tougher than people think. They've got great. Mr. You have a great point. What should we talk about first? Let's talk about this first. Let's talk about going into the final first, and then we'll talk about like performances and all that stuff and the lineups and things like that. NYCFC in the Eastern Conference Final is not going to be easy at all. Like what Mr. Mister said, they have a lot of grit, they have a lot of determination. Not only that, we suck at playing against them. Inter Miami, historically, in franchise history, we... Oh no, that was a dog. I thought I heard my dad yell goal. But in franchise history, our record against NYCFC is 2-4-8. 2-4-8. Yes, this season we were able to destroy them 4-0 at New York, like at their turf. But just historically speaking, we've always struggled against them, even with Messi here. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. But I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of confidence in our boys. We are riding on some serious momentum right now. Our players are in insanely good form right now. And I think we just have an overall stronger squad than NYCFC. But we can talk about more about that later on. I want to talk about the game, get that kind of over with, and then we can talk about kind of future things or future possible outcomes and things like that, or chances of winning the final and things like that. Towards the end. Let's talk about last night. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about how it went. And let's just talk about the goals and how we looked overall. Guys, 4-0 against Cincinnati is I would have never... If you would have told me that you predicted a 4-0 win against Cincinnati, I would have not believed you for a second. I would have think you were bullshitting out of your ass. That didn't make any sense, but you guys know what I mean. But 4-0, a goal from Lionel Messi, 3 assists for Lionel Messi. That brings his total this season overall to, oh my God, it was, I think it was 60, it was 65 goal contributions. Did I get that right? I'm going to double check my math here. I think it was 60. Yes, 65 goal contributions for Lionel Messi. 43 goals and 22 assists in all competitions and 47 matches played. This guy is incredible. He is an alien. He is... Like, this guy is not real. Lionel Messi does not exist. And everybody's going to be talking shit regardless, saying, oh, Inter Miami won because of Messi. Messi this, Messi that. You guys are nothing without Messi. Listen, when you have Messi on your team, when you have the best player of all time on your roster at 38 years old, and he's performing like this, dude, Ronaldo's not even doing this. On his side of the world. Messi at 38 putting up the numbers and the performances that he's doing with Inter Miami is ridiculous. It's unheard of at his age. You have Thomas Müller, you have Heung-min Son, you had David Beckham in his day, you had Thierry Henry back in his day, David Villa back when he was here too. Schweinsteiger is a midfielder, but we had these players. You had these really high caliber players playing the MLS for these teams. Nobody came even close to putting up the numbers that Lionel Messi has put for Inter Miami. Not even for one season. Dude. So this guy has been absolutely crazy. And we have to get... I think Racing scored. I just heard my daddy yell. Gol de Racing. Vamos, carajo. Racing, carajo. In the 90th minute. Hold on. In the 90th minute. Racing make it 3-2. Hopefully it's not offside. Damn, dude. That's crazy. But anyway, huge shout out to Matteo Silvetti as well. He got his first goal for the club. I'm pretty sure that's his first goal from what I was able to tell, because I was looking back and I'm like, I don't remember this guy ever scoring, but for Inter Miami. But no, this is Matteo Silvetti's first goal for the club, and what an absolute golazo it was. I mean, everybody knows the first goal that was scored on the night from Lionel Messi, assisted by Matteo Silvetti. Messi passed it to Silvetti out wide on the left. Silvetti made the perfect cross to Lionel Messi, who was playing in the 9 position, and he heads it down the back of the net. It's 1-0. I think it was like 15 or 19 minutes in maybe. Matteo Silvetti in the second half, to start off, he scores an absolute banger, assisted by Lionel Messi. Messi whipped it across to Matteo Silvetti on the left-hand side again, and I think it was a one-time finish, or like a kind of like a half volley, if I remember correctly, and tucked it in the bottom right corner. Absolute golazo, pure class. You have to think about Matteo Silvetti. This guy has been incredible for Inter Miami. For someone of his age, for someone of his like, I want to say lack of his experience, but I guess there's more, I should say, lack of his experience with this team. Like, this guy just joined this team and he's barely gotten any minutes, but when he did get minutes, he played at 100% every single time that this guy's on the ball. So, or like every moment that he's out there on the field. So huge props to Silvetti. I said in the beginning, going into the playoffs, that I didn't think that Matteo Silvetti was going to be a starter. I think a lot of people thought that he would be a starter or be like a key component to this team. I didn't think he was going to be a starter. I thought he was going to be more of an X factor type of player coming off the bench. X factor meaning, like, in the moments that we really needed, he would come off the bench and kind of turn something into nothing, or turn nothing into something. And just kind of be that game changer for us. You know what I'm saying? Fresh legs off the bench, Matteo Silvetti, him kind of linking up with Messi. It would be them two off the bench. But what happens? Suarez gets suspended. He sits out for a game. He sat out in the last game that Inter Miami played. And now Mascherano made the ballsy decision to bench Luis Suarez again for this game against Cincinnati, and it paid off for Matteo Silvetti, and it paid off massively because Silvetti did extremely well. Of course, granted, Luis Suarez did come out on later in the game, but he came off for Tadeo Allende. Silvetti, I think, came off for Bright, if I remember correctly, because they wanted to go more defensive, I guess, bring on more of the defensive units. But yeah, huge props to Matteo Silvetti. I hope he can continue this run of form. And now that also kind of brings the question, is Matteo Silvetti going to be starting and playing from now on, like, for the rest of the playoff run? I mean, there's 2 games left. If we win on Saturday, because we're expected to play on Saturday, if we win on Saturday, is he going to be starting? Is he going to be playing the majority of the game? And if we win Saturday, is he going to be playing in the MLS Cup final over Suarez? I don't know. I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this after the fact, let me know what you think. Is Matteo Silvetti kind of secured his spot in the starting lineup over Luis Suarez? Do you think Suarez should still be starting? Or do you think he should come off the bench? Or do you think he should not play for the rest of the season? Let me know what you guys think in the comments right now. But I'm going to see what you guys have been saying. Most of the chit chat has been about Ronaldo. I'm going to be honest. I could not give less of a fuck about Ronaldo. He is not good now. Before, he was in his prime, but now at the back end of his career, he's not really doing the best for his club, from what I could tell from afar. It's not like I'm sitting there watching the Saudi League. So, Kid Brown says Evander and Brenner were missing. Denke was physical, but Noah didn't let him bully him off the ball. We're gonna pin this as well. We're gonna talk about Allende. We're gonna talk about Allende. That was Mike V's comment, and then I want to talk about this as well. But let me see what everybody else is saying, and then we're gonna come back to these 2 comments. Racing is my kin team because I am a Deportivo Quito fan in Ecuador, and they are also a La Academia. And they share chants. Many Argentines in Ecuador are fans of Deportivo Quito. They are relegated, unfortunately. Really? I'm going to have to check them out. I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything about Ecuadorian football, but I'll have to check out Deportivo Quito. Are they the same colors and everything? That's pretty cool. I got to check them out. But that's really cool. We are strong at home. Absolutely. Yesterday was a good day because Arsenal hammered Tottenham. Yeah, dude, that game was fucking crazy. I was watching the highlights on that, and I'm like, God damn. I think, what was it, like 5-1, I think? Jesus. Yeah, no, it was insane. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Miami is going to the finals. Let me see. Bunch of Ronaldo bullshit that I'm not gonna. I know you know Racing Club Facundo Oh, okay. This is a good question, actually, Justin. So props to you for that ball knowledge. So do I know if Facundo Mura is good? I can tell you this, and to keep things simple, he's better than Chelo. That I can tell you for sure. He is better than Chelo. I believe he's like 26, 27. He could be 28 max, like max 28. There's no way he's older than that. But I do like him. I do like him as a right back. I think he will give us really, really good coverage in that spot. And when Chelo leaves, because I know for a fact Chelo's going to leave. There's no way we renew Chelo at the end of this year. When he leaves, it's going to be important to bring another either high caliber-ish Argentinian right back. I say high caliber, but like a good above average right back to replace Chelo. And I think Mura's definitely better than Chelo, 1000%. And that's no disrespect to Chelo. I don't know if that's also me being biased because he played for Boca, but at the same time, like, I think Mura is better. But that's just me. Also with Ian Fray, I'm pretty sure Ian Fray's contract, I don't know if his contract expires at the end of this year or next year, but we have to do something about Fray too, because Fray's a key player for us, man. He's a key player for us, and not sure if he's going to be staying or not. I mean, he should be staying, but I don't know if any clubs from Europe or whatnot is going to be wanting him anytime soon. So that's something that we're going to have to talk about in a midweek episode at some point. I was going to talk about all of this after the playoffs and kind of just have multiple episodes talking about different players that could be coming in, that we could be bringing in, that we could be or are letting go. So yeah, no, it's all gonna be dedicated to a bunch of episodes after the playoffs. So make sure you guys are stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that sort of content. Turn on the notification bell. What's up, Summer Sunshine? Miami is on. Yes, sir. Their alternate kit is the same as Racing's. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that is a beautiful kit. Beautiful kit. So that's on Facundo Mura. That is it's very I'll probably go into more depth about Mura once on its own episode. Like I said, I'll talk about Mura on its own episode because I think he deserves its own episode. But talking about the rumors, I think is important too, because we really need to. We're gonna have to figure out this right back situation at some point. So I'm sure that the board is working on it as we speak. We still have to sign a left back, a replacement for Jordi Alba. That could be Region, but we haven't heard anything since those rumors started. So yeah, guys, don't worry. We're gonna be talking about this all more in depth and in detail after the playoffs. But yeah, it's nice to talk about the rumors because at least we know something's happening right behind the scenes. But anyways, Otamendi likely coming. I fucking wish, dude. I really hope so. That'd be sick. That'd be so cool. Rico says Miami needs to keep Silvetti even if we have to pay him under the table. I agree. I agree with keeping Silvetti. I mean, I've since he's joined, I'm pretty sure you guys know, if you guys have been with me or since Silvetti joined the club, I always thought Silvetti was going to be a really promising kid. It was just a matter of fact of how much game time he would actually get or how many minutes he would actually get. And he's been in really good form with the Argentinian national team. I was watching him in the World Cup in Chile, and I knew that momentum was going to carry over to the club, and I'm pretty sure I talked about that on live streams too. And it definitely did, and it's paying off. He's doing really, really well, and I don't know, maybe he might be attracting some interest somewhere, but I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon to kind of speak on him leaving, but when he's barely been here for like a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Edward, shout out to Edward being a member. He says that Messi's goal Messi's goal and assist summary: 12 goals and 12 assists in the last 9 games. 6 goals and 6 assists in the last 4 games. 71 goals and assists in 52 games this season. 46 goals and 25 assists. That's crazy. 1,300, and I saw this one from Gaston Edul. 1,300 goal and assists. So 1,300 goal contributions in his career. 896 goals. 404 assists. Shout out to Edward for pulling all those numbers up, man. Shout out to Edward, dude. This is why this is the GOAT. This is why he's the fucking GOAT, dude. Ronaldo got nothing on those numbers, dude. I'm just saying. Allen to left wing, Fray to center back, and alternate CDM. Fray in the CDM position is actually a very interesting take. I would love to see that. I'm pretty sure we've seen that once, maybe. Or maybe I'm thinking of Toto Aviles. But Fray is very versatile as well. We play him at right back because he is essentially the best option that we have at right back as of right now, or has been the best option at right back since, for the last couple of years. So, but he can play center back, and we could potentially be seeing him at like CDM or playing in that kind of role. And he's been playing in more advanced roles too, when he would play at like that right wing back kind of role when we would go 3 at the back, you know what I'm saying? But going back, I want to go back to the game really quickly. Now that we're talking about our players, I want to go back to the game really quickly because Tadeo Allende. We need to talk about Tadeo Allende since we have Mike V's comment pulled up. Tadeo Allende last night, and not even just last night, but Tadeo Allende since maybe like September, maybe like late September, since we played Nashville, right? I have to see it. I have to see here. Look, I'm gonna pull this up so you guys can see it. But Tadeo Allende has been on fire for us for like at least 2 months now. I'm gonna try to pull up his stats and see what it's looking like. But I want to say that he's been performing well ever since like I want to say September, like late September or like maybe October, like at the beginning of October. But let me pull those up. Let me pull that up for you. Actually, look, I have it right here. Perfect. Tadeo Allende's stats. He has scored 20 goals this season. 20 goals right here, as you can see on the right hand side. And I'm pretty sure this is all competitions, yeah, because it's 52. He has 20 goals. In the regular season, he has 16. Look at his form. Just looking at numbers and stats alone. Look at his form. This guy. I'm gonna move the screen a little bit so you guys can actually see it right here. Boom. His form. Look at all the greens here. All the greens. And this is dating back to, let's just say like, yeah, like about here. I think like about here is where like his form, he's just been on fire since late September against Toronto, where he scored a goal. And then after that, he played 45 minutes here. He got a brace against New England. He played 90 minutes here with a 7.5 rating. He had one bad game against Nashville, but we still ended up winning 5-2. Goal against Nashville in the first round, nothing here. 2 goals and an assist in the 3rd game of the playoffs of round 1. And then he gets a brace last night against Cincinnati. Absolute scenes from Tadeo Allende. And 20 goals for the season. I'm pretty sure that puts him over Luis Suarez. Because I think Luis Suarez only has like 11 goals, I want to say, or like 15. I have no idea, but like it's not as much. I'm gonna confirm it right now. Let's see. Luis Suarez has, give me 1 second. I didn't have this pulled up. Luis Suarez this season. Come on, guys. Come on. Career 2025. In all competitions, Luis Suarez has 17 goals. And Allende has 20. But Luis Suarez also has 17 assists. So that is fucking crazy. That is genuinely insane. And in the MLS, he has 10 goals and 11 assists. So a lot. 21 goal contributions in 31 games. That's really fucking good. Extremely, extremely fucking good. And Tadeo Allende has just been bagging goals, dude. He's been on fire for the last couple of months. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna own up to it, and a lot of you should too, because I wasn't the only one. We were thrashing, absolutely giving the most shit to Tadeo Allende, which was rightfully deserved at the time. I'm not saying it wasn't deserved. It was rightfully deserved at the time because he just wasn't doing. He wasn't playing at his 100%. He was severely lacking in his ability in front of the goal, his ball control, his dribbling. Like, there was just a lot of factors that was just lacking, and it just wasn't up to par with the rest of the team, and aka his main competition, Luis Suarez. And but he's been picking it up for like the last 2 months. He's been picking it up, and it's important that now he picks it up, because this is the most important time in Inter Miami's season, the MLS playoffs. I would have rather Tadeo Allende could have done fuck all year long since February 22nd, the first game of the regular season. He could have done fuck all the entire season. That scored a single goal. But then if he scored 6 goals in 4 games, or what was it? It's 2, 4, 5 goals. He scored 5 goals this playoff in the playoffs so far. But he scored 5 goals in the playoffs. That's great. That's fantastic. So he's stepping up when the team needs him the most, when it matters the most. And you have to, that's it. That's all you could do. That's all you could say. It's just applaud and be like, well done to Tadeo Allende. The job is not done. His job is not done. The team's job is not done. We still have to play NYCFC in the Eastern Conference Final this Saturday. So he still has to perform there. He still has to compete with Luis Suarez. He did get subbed out for Luis Suarez last night. But he's looking good. He's looking good. The offense is looking good. The team overall is looking good. Last night we were pressing a lot. We were running a lot. We kept our shape really, really well. And it all came down to everybody just doing their part and everybody giving their 100%. Everybody giving their 100%, and a team playing like they're the best team in the league. If we're playing like the best team in the league, which we have been, we're good. We're in a good spot, and we just have to continue this. We have to continue this form, continue this momentum, continue this style and this mentality into each and every game, and play each and every game like it's the final. Because it's only one game, guys. It's no 2 legs. It's not the best of 3. It's win or go home. And I'm not trying to go home now. We're already in the Eastern Conference Final. We're 1 step away from the MLS Cup. One game at a time. We're gonna get there. And if these guys keep performing like Tadeo Allende, like Matteo Silvetti, like Baltasar Rodriguez, like, of course, Lionel Messi, Busi, Alba, we're going to be fine. We're going to be absolutely fine. It's like Allende remembered that he really is Argentinian. Any reason why Fray wasn't on the bench? Is he okay after the international break? That's a great question, Neptune. So for those of you who don't know, Ian Fray has suffered from an injury when he was playing with Jamaica, which explains why the Chelo Engant played over him. Now, honestly, I'm expecting Chelo Engant to play the rest of the season. I don't think Ian Fray is going to be coming back. Maybe he's going to try. I don't know the severity of the injury. Obviously, I don't think anybody really knows, right, the severity of the injuries, especially when it comes to MLS, where there's a huge lack of transparency when it comes to that sort of thing. But I think if it was me guessing and predicting, I think Ian Fray is going to try to be like a warrior and try to kind of play through it. But honestly, I'm expecting, I want to say the worst, but I feel like that's kind of fucked up to say. But I'm expecting the worst for him, and meaning that he probably won't play for the rest of the playoffs. So if you see Ian Fray in the starting lineup or even on the bench, be very surprised and be very, just be like, holy shit, like, fuck. Ian Fray's on the bench, or Ian Fray's on the team. Like, I hope he's okay. Like, does that mean he's gonna play? Like, we should be worried but excited at the same time. Does that make sense? Because I really don't want this guy to re-injure and then like have to go through this months long healing cycle, like when he tore all his ACLs or whatever he did. It's yeah, so I don't want him to go through that again, you know. Let me see what you guys are saying. Allende looks more comfortable with Messi and Salvetti, probably because they just move around a lot more. I mean, like Messi has been setting up Tadeo Allende because Messi drags the defenders in. That's literally how both of Allende's goals were scored. They were both the same goal, the same exact goal, the same exact play, and Messi would draw defenders in. Obviously, Cincinnati are kind of going all out. They're playing with 3 center backs. They're drawing them in. He's creating, or he's inviting the pressure. Then he sees Allende all by himself making the run. Boom, and then Allende's one-on-one finishing has been better, has been a lot better. So yeah, he does look. He looks a lot more comfortable with himself. I think he looks a lot more comfortable with himself. He probably also looks comfortable because Luis Suarez is not yelling in his ear every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely plays a huge mental game. Let's see what you guys are saying here. He's thinking more when he is on those one-on-one runs with the keeper. He's checking the defender, looking at his angles before he just run and shoot off of pure adrenaline. Yeah, he has more calmness to his game. He has more composure, and that is great because that means he's growing, he's learning, he's been working on that in the training ground. Essentially, he's been working on that composure and his confidence, and it really, really shows. It really, really shows. So you have to give him props for that. I love y'all admitting your hate to Tadeo. Always had faith in him and Segovia. Dude, the thing is with Tadeo Allende, the hate that I had, quote unquote, for Tadeo Allende wasn't really hate. It was just really heavy criticism. I think I expected a lot more from, not that I think, I did expect a lot more from Tadeo Allende than what he was providing. And because I like when you're 6 foot, when you're coming from playing from Godoy Cruz, even though it was mostly for the B team, when you're coming from playing a few games from Celta Vigo in Europe, I'm not saying that you're gonna have like a 30-goal season, but like when he has those one-on-one moments in front of the keeper, I'm expecting you to put him away or at least fucking put him on target. And he wasn't really doing that. He was lacking like I said, confidence. He was lacking ball control. His one-on-ones weren't good. His composure wasn't good. None of everything that I just described that he's doing good now, he wasn't doing good before. And I think and when you're sharing the pitch with Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi and all these superstars who are setting you up and giving you these moments and opportunities to score, you need to take them. You need to take them. And putting on a good shot and it being saved is one thing, but completely shanking it or losing the ball or allowing the defender to catch up to you or just not making the right decision, like not being calm under pressure, that's another thing for a professional athlete, in my opinion. So it wasn't really hate. It was just harsh criticism. I was expecting more from Tadeo Allende, but I'm glad that he's been picking up the form for the last 2 months, like I said. And it's definitely shown all the hard work that he's put in the training ground. So huge props to Tadeo Allende. Hopefully he can continue this going to this on Saturday. That's a bold statement, Matt. I think you're referring to what I said about was this about Chelo and Ian Fray? When I said that Fray is probably going to ride the bench for the rest of the playoffs. I say that because of his injury, dude. Not because I don't want Fray. I'm just predicting that, like, I'm not expecting Fray to return to the team. And if he does, I'll be really happy. But if he doesn't, I'm not going to be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Was it that bad? What about Allen? Says John Nelson. So Allen, last game, I thought Allen did good. I thought he did struggle with his assignment, if that makes sense. Like his assignment was Denki, the striker. I forget his name. I'm gonna look it up. It was the striker, the number 9, Denki. I'm pretty sure his name was Denki. Yes, Denki. Kevin Denki. he was struggling against Denki, and you could like he was struggling. Like he would be out of position, and Denki was a little bit faster, and obviously he was taller, slightly taller, and a little bit more physical. But Noah Allen did really, really well with recoveries, with tackles, with he had like that one moment where like he essentially saved us from like conceding a goal, or like he like stopped a promising attack essentially. He And even though like Noah Allen is on the shorter side, when it comes to, compared to like the ideal kind of professional, defender, like he's my height. He's like 5'9", so, or like 5'8", 5'9". So when you have me as your center back, like I'm gonna fucking struggle against somebody who's 5'11" or 6 foot. But Noah Allen is not letting his height be a factor in his game, and I really, really loved it about Noah, especially as a center back. Like that's a huge fucking, like that's a huge ask to ask a 5'9" or a 5'8" center back to mark someone who's 3-4 inches taller than you, and you still did a really good job. Noah Allen still did a great job, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody disagrees with this, but I think Noah Allen did really good. Sometimes, and I say he struggled with the assignment sometimes, but I think overall Noah Allen did really, really good. And I want to kind of stick by what I said, because I think I might be overdoing it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure, like I've always said that Noah Allen, I don't know for how long I've been saying this, maybe almost close to the beginning of the season, but I've claimed that Noah Allen has been one of, if not the most consistent player on this team, except for Lionel Messi. Like besides Lionel Messi. Like it's Lionel Messi, and then I think it's Noah Allen when it comes to consistency. I think like game in and game, and then maybe like in like Jordi Alba, like I thought Noah Allen, game in and game out, always gave us his 100%. And yeah, he'll have a bad game here and there, but that doesn't make him a bad player, and that doesn't make him an inconsistent player. I think he's been the most consistent and growing player on this team this season. Besides like Messi and all those guys who've been just extremely consistent all year round. Thing is with Cincy, when Miles is your defensive linchpin, you've got problems. Miles Robinson, yeah, you would the thing, like luckily there are guys, like nobody on Cincinnati played good today or that day. But Miles Robinson would normally be a problem in my opinion. I mean, I'm not a fucking expert on it, but that guy's what, 6'3", 6'4", or something like that. U.S. men's national team player, playing for one of the better clubs in the league. That's gonna, like when you compare Noah Allen and Miles Robinson, it's like shit. But Noah does his fucking thing, dude. Noah's a beast. Noah is a beast. Miami King says with Salvetti on the pitch, Allende has the same pace when attacking. Allende deserves that criticism earlier in the season, 1,000%. 1,000%. But he's making up for it now. He's learning from his mistakes, and he's improved his game. And that's what you're supposed to do as an athlete, as a professional athlete, as an athlete in general. When you receive criticism from your fans, from your loved ones, from your coach, that is supposed to flick a switch in you to be like, I need to get better. Like, I need to do better. I need to get better. I need to train harder, train more often, whatever the case may be. And that's exactly what he did. And so you have and now I'm giving huge props to Tadeo Allende. Don't want to overdo it because the job's not done, but he's doing very well. The hate was absolutely warranted at the time. Let's not rewrite history just because he switched it on. I'm glad Allende found the shooting boots during the international break. Allen boxed his man out. Yep. NYCFC is one of those gritty teams that can cause trouble. Mr. Mister said the same thing, funny enough, Ashton. So Shout out to you for, I guess, or for you guys for having kind of the same lingo on that one. It's one of those Greek teams that can cause trouble. Might be a trap game. Oh, it's definitely not a trap game because it's a known, it's a fact. It's a fact that NYCFC are trouble. So it can't be a trap game. Trap game would be like playing against like Montreal or something. Like that's a trap game. But NYCFC, no, they are known to be a really good team and a really strong like unit. So I like the word gritty. Like they're a team with a lot of grit. I like that because it's true. That's exactly how they played yesterday. So, Cincinnati were creating chances, but they had no one to finish them off. Dude, Evander. I was even worried about Evander. I was worried about Evander because everybody kept fucking talking all this shit about, or like kept boasting Evander. Evander didn't show up. This guy Denki didn't do anything. Brenner didn't do anything. Their defense was atrocious. They did not show up. Cincinnati did not show up on the day, and I'm very, very happy with that. In total, I can tell you right now, like it says here on the stats, Cincinnati had 14 total shots, but only 2 of them were big chances. What are you going to do with that? Inter Miami had 14 shots, but we made 6 of those chances were big. And we scored 4 of them. So we just did so much. We were just so much better on the day. So much better. So much better. I like Sergio Busquets playing the sweeper. He stopped Maxi Falcon looking like a Timu Carlos Puyol. That's a first. That's a first for comparing or saying Maxi looks like a Timu Puyol. That's a good one though. I like that one. Yeah, I mean it's not the first time that Bushi played the sweeper role too. So it's good that it can work out. Like when it does work out, it works out like very well. Like it looks really good. Aislinn disagrees with me about Allen. He says, I don't think Allen has been consistent enough. I've seen more times Allen has been completely bullied. I disagree with you. I think that when he has had bad games, it's like, okay, fair. Like everybody's going to have a bad game or like a few bad games, a handful of bad games. I just don't, I don't think it's to the extreme. Like I don't think his bad. I think the pros outweigh the cons for Noah Allen, and he's definitely been more consistent compared to other players on this team. Like Allende hasn't been a consistent player. He just switched it on right now. He had like a good run early in the season for like a couple games. He switched off, and now he switched it back on again. Chelo Engant, inconsistent player. Even Telasco Segovia, I thought, inconsistent player. I said Allende. Who else was pretty inconsistent? Lujan, extremely inconsistent player. You know what I'm saying? Like the players like these are extremely inconsistent. I thought Noah Allen kept his consistency throughout the season for the most part, in my opinion. The team's mindset was right. They want to dominate the other team for 90 minutes plus, as they should, because they are the better team. They are the favorites going into every single game, so they should want to dominate and want to take the game for themselves. Definitely seeing him in there next year. Allen is not a good left back, no attacking ability at all. We need someone similar to Alba. I mean, we might be signing Region, but that's something that we're gonna have to talk about next month in December, which I'm very excited about, guys. Next month is December. We're basically in Christmas time now. It's gonna be the postseason. We're gonna talk about transfers and all that, dude. It's gonna be so much fun. I love it. I love it. I love it. Actually, Falcon is the best on defending. Well, yeah, Falcon is our best center back. But if you want to have a partner like next to Falcon, who are you gonna put? I'm putting Noah Allen over Lujan and over Toto. I'm not saying that Toto's not a good player, but I'm putting Noah over Toto any day. So that's just me, though. That's just me in my opinion. That's me in my opinion, though. You don't have to agree with it. Nobody has to agree with it. And your opinions aren't wrong when it comes to that sort of thing. I think it's more of like a preference thing. I like Noah Allen. Maybe I have just a bias towards Noah Allen, but I really like him. And I think he's one of our best center backs. And I would love him and a Maxi Falcon partnership any day. So, but anyway, what else? I feel like are we missing something? Because I feel like we've talked about everything we needed to talk about. We went over the goals. We went over all the players that I think we needed to talk about. Let's wrap up with this. Oh no, let's wrap up with this. We're gonna talk about Luis Suarez and his spot on the team, because I don't think anybody answered this question in the beginning. So I'm gonna ask it again. And then we'll wrap up with our chances against New York for Saturday. I should be able to do a preview on Friday. I don't think I work on Friday. Like, I don't think I work late on Friday. I'm going to double check right now so I can, like, at least... Oh, I do. Fuck. Okay. Damn. I think I might be working on Friday. Shit. That sucks. I don't work on Saturday, though, but I'm going to the game on Saturday. So I'm going to have to go live on, like, Wednesday or something. Because there's no way I'm going to go live on Thanksgiving because we're going to be busy. So I might come back on Wednesday to do a preview for NYCFC, like, if a proper preview. But if not, let's kind of just get this out of the way and talk about, like, predictions and things like that. But first I want to talk about Suarez. Suarez has not played in the last 2 games for Inter Miami. Javier Mascherano had what I think is a lot of guts, cojones, huevos, bolas, however you want to say it, had a lot of guts to bench Luis Suarez again against Cincinnati, because he didn't play him against Nashville, and for obvious reasons. And then Mascherano basically said, you know what, we played so well against Nashville with Silvetti, with Baltasar, with Allende, with obviously Messi up top as well. So they're like, you know what, we're going to keep the team the same. Suarez, you're going to start on the bench, and then we'll bring you on if needed. Do you guys think that Suarez should be riding the bench tomorrow? Or not tomorrow, but Saturday. Do you think Luis Suarez should be riding the bench on Saturday against NYCFC? I'd say yes. If you want my answer, I think yes. Not because I hate Luis Suarez, not because I think he's a bad player or whatever the case may be, or whatever, any negative connotation that you can have between me and Suarez. No. I've always been pro Suarez on this channel. And I've always appreciated the work and the role that he's played on this team. But putting Suarez on the bench showed that, hey, you're not needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it basically, Mascherano basically said, Suarez, you are not needed. We are looking really good right now with this team without you. You can sit this one out. And I don't know if that scares Suarez. I don't know if that scares him at all or worries him. But and it doesn't worry me or scare me, because I have full faith now in Allende, Messi, Silvetti, and Rodriguez, and Baltasar. I have full faith in those guys. And in the midfield of De Paul and Busquets, it works really well. 1,000% faith in these guys. So I'm going to ask... So, yeah, let me see what you guys say about Suarez. Suarez should be on the bench, says Mr. Mister. We have Hernan says Suarez looks good as an assistant coach. So basically on the bench. Suarez is your super sub from this point on. Neptune agrees with that. If we're honest, Suarez should have been benched early in the season, and we could have won Supporter Shield. That's an interesting take, to be honest. I mean, not the being benched thing, but the Supporter Shield thing. Honestly, that's kind of true, I think, to an extent. That is kind of true to an extent, I think, if I remember correctly, like on how things played out in our season. Because we ended up, I think, losing to Chicago, and that costed our season, essentially. No, I think what it was, we tied against Toronto, and that costed our season. And then we lost to Chicago, and then it was like, okay, it's wraps. But if we would have beaten Toronto and beaten Chicago, or at least tied against Chicago, we would have won Supporter Shield. But at the time, I don't think you would have put in the same amount of faith as you would now with the players playing now. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. That's all a hypothetical thing. Jose says, unfortunately, yes, you would want to bench Suarez. Suarez sitting the bench was a test. Suarez's ego is too big to sit. See. No Suarez, no problem, baby, says Mr. Spider Pig. Suarez subs in the second half to protect our large lead. Yes, Luis Suarez should be on the bench versus New York and potentially in the final. I just loved how the MLS rundown, they were like, this is not a game where we will see many goals because these teams are evenly matched. Look, Giovanni, let's be real here. Nobody was expecting a 4-0 thumping. Nobody was expecting 4-0. So let's be so real. I think I was predicting a 2-1 win. If I saw a couple of the previews from the other guys like Batter and Heron, shout out to Batter and Herons, and I think Driving Dialogue. No, did I watch their preview? I don't think I did. Sorry, guys. I think they were like 2-1 or whatever they said, or like 3-1. Nobody was predicting 4-0. Nobody. And props to you if you did. Props to you if you predicted a 4-0 or even a clean sheet away from home. Props to you for predicting that. More than anything, it gave more faith in Mascherano as a coach. Honestly, yeah, like benching Suarez for Silvetti again, should be giving Mascherano a lot of faith and confidence in this team still. And I think he's going to continue riding this wave. I think that Luis Suarez coming off the bench on Saturday is going to be pretty important. And yeah, like essentially what happened last time against Cincy when he came on in the 70th whatever minute, I think that's exactly what's going to happen against NYCFC. But I think that's the right move. It's like, why mess something up? If something's working, like what's the saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it or something. Like if it ain't broken, don't fix it or something like that. So it's what has to be done in my opinion. I think Suarez needs to be sitting. I think Suarez needs to ride the bench for NYCFC. Let Silvetti, Allende, Baltasar, and Messi kind of run the offense with Jordi Alba. And then if needed, we can sub him on in the 60th minute and hopefully he'll score a goal. Because you have to kind of sub him in sooner rather than later so he can accustom himself to the game and things like that. Because now this will be 3 games where he hasn't really played a full 90 minutes, or almost 3 games where he hasn't played a full 90 minutes. But that's just me. All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we kind of wrap things up around here? Messi was like, hold my beer. I'm good at losing the Shield. The Shield is a curse. I mean, clearly, because fucking Philly lost to NYCFC. Not in the first round, though, but they still lost. And Philly definitely had chances to put it away, too. The LAFC game was also pretty crazy against Vancouver. Vancouver has to make it to the final. If it's not Vancouver, it's going to be San Diego. But imagine Inter Miami going to the MLS Cup final against Vancouver. Like, this will be Champions Cup like a revenge, like Champions Cup revenge, Champions Cup rematch. We definitely owe him. Oof. Excuse me. Man, I don't think Messi loves playing with Silvetti and told Mascherano to bench him. He didn't arrive with him to the stadium. It was RDP only. But why do you say that though? And told Mascherano to bench him? I think it's the opposite. When Silvetti crossed the ball in to Messi, to right on Messi's head, Messi went running to Silvetti to hug him. And then Messi returned the favor and gave Silvetti an assist. And Silvetti backed a golazo. Un golazo. You know what I'm saying? You mind explaining host advantage going forward? Vamos Miami host advantage? Like how do they determine who is home and who's away? Like we are hosting NYCFC because we finished higher in the Supporter Shield standings. So in the Supporter Shield I can pull it up for you guys. In the Supporter Shield standings, we finished third. I believe Philly finished first and Cincinnati finished second. I'm going to show you guys right here so you can see for yourselves. This is the Supporter Shield standing. So you see here, Philly finished first, Cincy finished second, Inter Miami finished third, and then San Diego's fourth, Vancouver fifth, and Los Angeles sixth, and then so on and so forth. NYCFC are all the way down in ninth. So if we were, which we are, going to face NYCFC, we would host because we are the higher seed. We are placed higher in the table. And now from this point forward, if we beat NYCFC in the Eastern Conference Final, we are going to be hosting no matter what because both Western Conference teams are lower seeded than us. So we're higher seeded than San Diego, who are in fourth. We're higher seeded than Vancouver, who are fifth. And I think and then Minnesota. So like we're gonna be hosting no matter what if we win. You know, so hopefully that made sense. I thought the West still hosts the MLS Cup final. No, we're gonna be hosting. We're gonna be hosting no matter what. If we make it to the MLS Cup final, which I'm really, really hoping, because then I'll be able to go to the MLS Cup final. That'd be crazy if I'd be able to go to that. And that's all possible because fucking Philly lost. So thank God to NYCFC for beating Philly. That was like literally the best case scenario. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. This was a good conversation. We've been going on for an hour exactly, and I think that's amazing. It was so much fun talking to you guys tonight. I can't wait to talk more later in the week. We're going to do a stream before Thanksgiving, so I'll be able to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving in the next stream on Wednesday. And but thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for chatting with me tonight about Inter Miami, about Messi, about all the players, about sharing this moment in history as as an Inter Miami fans, making it to the Eastern Conference Final, something that just has never been done before. And I'm super excited, and I can't wait to go to the game on Saturday. This is going to be my second ever final that I'm going to be attending. This is going to be my dad's first ever final. As a fan, like attending as a fan. My dad has never been to a final before. So it's going to be a huge day for us. My first final was the Finalissima, Argentina versus Italy back in 2022. I was in London. I went to the game. I went to Wembley. It was an amazing time. Argentina won, so it was the best case scenario. And that was my first ever final. And now this will be my second ever final in the Eastern Conference Final, Inter Miami versus NYCFC. So I'm super excited. Two teams that I've supported. I've supported, and for those, this is some lore about Matt, because I was born in the Bronx. I was born like maybe 30 minutes away from Yankee Stadium. I supported NYCFC for like a couple of years since they've like essentially opened up, since they became a club, and I've been supporting them ever since, up until Miami became a team. So when Miami became a team in 2020, I started supporting Inter Miami. So these are two. I even have an NYCFC shirt with Maxi Morales on the back. So I'll show that to you guys in the next stream on Wednesday if you guys want to see that. But yeah, tickets to the games are cheap. 100. Yeah, that's pretty expensive to me. But I don't know how much they charge me for my tickets, because since I'm a season ticket member, they just kind of like put it in my bill. So I have to see how much they charge me for that. But anyways, you got to go to the next Finalissima. Fingers crossed, dude. Fingers crossed. I will try my very best to go to the Finalissima. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I'm going to do my very, very best to go to the Finalissima. Once more information on that like comes out in terms of tickets and things like that. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you guys so much for just hanging out with me, chilling on this Monday night. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when I go live. Like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this kind of content. Inter Miami are in the Eastern Conference Finals, baby. Let's go. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, muchachos. Vamos, Miami.